see, most of our section is predominantly lawn. The goal of the series is going to be to convert our lawn into a productive no-dig veggie garden. Throughout the series I'll be keeping track of the projects that I do, the cost involved in those projects, the amount of vegetables that we're able to harvest, and the price savings for those vegetables in case anyone else wants to do the same thing at their home. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I do any projects is I'm going to do a garden plan. So the first thing that I'm going to do is measure up our section so we can plan where our garden beds are going to go, and then I can get that down on paper. So here is my preliminary garden plan. It's very out of proportion. I don't have a garden planning app, so I'm just going to use Excel to try to make this a bit clearer. So I've taken my measurements and moved them across to Excel now, and I've drawn up this plan of what our section currently looks like. What I'm going to do now is run through the projects I've got in mind and the order I want to complete them in, and sort of just update this plan as I go. So the first thing I want to do is add compost bins, which I want to have around the back of the house. So to do that, I'm going to have to temporarily remove these mandarin trees here. So I'm just going to move those out of the way. And then I'm going to bring my compost bins in here. I'm going to leave enough space next to them in case I want to add another bay. I'm going to start with 3 bays and see how I go. The next thing that I want to do is add some water collection. So first of all, I'm going to get 2 1,000 litre ICBs. I'm going to put one of them next to the garage here to capture the water off of the roof of the garage. So I'll have to remove that tree to do that. So I'll get rid of that. And the other one I'm going to put on the east side of the house and just catch it from the gutter there. The third thing that I want to do is take these fruit trees that are around on the southeast side of the house and shift them across to this west bed that we have over here. So what I'll need to do is remove all of the current trees and bushes that are here. Get rid of those. And what I'll do as well is I'll extend this garden bed right out to this corner here. So I'll probably just add some edging around there to make sure it's all kept in there. And I'll shift these fruit trees over there. I think I'll space them evenly and alternating, and then in between the trees we'll also be using the beds to plant vegetables. So after that, the next thing that I want to do is add a greenhouse, which I'm going to add over here in the northeast part of the section, and I'll also add some water collection there as well, so I'll catch the water off the roof of that greenhouse. They won't be 1,000-litre ICBs, it might be 200-litre drums instead. Cool. So after I've done that, I want to start adding our no-dig garden beds. The first ones that we add are going to be in the southeast of the property. So down in this corner here. So I will end up removing these trees to make sure there's enough space for those beds. And I'll just drag those in here. So something like that. Doesn't have to be perfectly spaced. It's just to give a visual representation of where I want things. After that, I want to tidy up this garden bed along the south side of the house. So it currently has some large sort of tussocky grasses in there, but I've never really liked them, so I'm going to take those out. And this bed here doesn't get much sun at all, so probably not going to use it to grow vegetables, but we were thinking of planting it with either an edible flower mix or a wildflower mix, or maybe some of both, just to get in some more pollinators and maybe increase the beetle population as well to keep down slugs. After that, we're going to add some strawberry beds. So going to bring those across here. So again, just trying to make the most of the space that we have. So somewhere there should work fairly well. Do have quite a few strawberry runners growing at the moment, so fingers crossed we can get a lot of strawberry plants. After that, I also want to add a berry patch. More on the south side of the house over here. So we'll do 3 types of berries in this patch. So we'll do raspberries, boysenberries, and blueberries. So the next thing that I want to do after adding the berry patch here is to add a raised garden on the south fence here. So I'll need to remove these other trees along here. And I'll bring this in. Drop that there. So this this bed along the south fence is going to have trellis in it. So we're going to have blackberries down this end, grapes in the middle, kiwi fruit, and also nasturtiums. Cool. After that, I want to add our herb garden just in here. So we've chosen this position as it is right outside our kitchen window. So not far to walk. If you're cooking and things, you can just come out the door and grab some fresh herbs. After that, I want to add another raised garden on the east fence, leaving enough room in case I want to add another bay here on the compost bin. And that raised bed will have passion fruit in it. And I'll also want to add another raised garden around on the front side of the deck. So again, not sure what will grow here. It may just be like a wildflower mix, or we may end up adding some trellis there as well, whether we want to grow beans on it or whatever. I'm not sure at this stage, but just going to add that in there for now. And finally, I want to add another 2 long raised beds next to the greenhouse here. So these will predominantly be for climbers, so tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, peas, those sorts of things. So I will add some trellis in there for those to climb up as well. So you can see there's still a bit of empty space dotted around the place. but as we work through these projects, we may end up filling these in. For now, though, that's all the projects that we have planned, and we'll see you in the next video where we start working on our compost bins.